What is up, YouTube? Bobbles and Ball Cards back with another video. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I'm going to do something that I haven't done. I believe it's been a couple weeks. But this is going to be a fun one. And so I wanted to share it with everybody. But it's Monday. I like to do Monday mail days. I got a good bit of mail in the mail today. I will explain some of this stuff as I show it. It's not going to be your typical Bobbles Monday mail day. I'm going to assure you that one. But yeah, hope you like the video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below your thoughts. So I'm going to start off with some regular stuff. You see in the background, I have a Jason Robertson green PMG. I seen a Joel Pavelski come up, green PMG. It was on auction. Snagged this one. Dallas Stars. I've been really rooting for them as I follow Jason Robertson. It's also a nice look with the team colors and the green PMG. Obviously, this one's not going to do too well, but you know, it's still a green PMG and the significance of it, as well as the team color. I thought it was cool. Saturday, I got a mail date from Topps. Did not even realize they had shipped it. I have several redemptions out, and so a couple came in. This is a Topps Luminaries. It's out of 15, Joe Adell rookie auto from Luminaries. So that one came. And then coincidentally enough, another Angel player, this guy Mike Trout from the 2022 Topps Series 1. I sent the redemption in for Trout and for Wander Franco, and the Trout arrived, so pretty cool to get that in. Alright, now with the other stuff. The other day, let me rewind it further back. The past, I don't know, month and a half maybe, I've decided to kind of try to decompress a bit or remove myself a little bit from just being in the card grind. Just not like, I get so focused in it and so much time spent in it, I realized I kind of needed to do something else as well to not just specifically like burn myself out. I don't want to get into that fatigued phase, so to speak. And you've heard some folks, speak of it, and it could easily happen. So what I have done, there's been some shows, television shows that me and the missus, either had intended on watching or we had watched previously, but there was new seasons out or whatever. So I've kind of detached, and it's springtime, so I can get out and mow the grass now. Baseball's back. I can go watch baseball games. Can watch baseball games on TV, but we've also been picking up on watching some TV shows. And with doing so, we watched Breaking Bad. That was a show that we had started several times and had never gotten very far into it. And we actually watched the entire series. And then after that, we started picking up, and we've been watching Better Call Saul, another great series. But we're caught up on those, and so now we've started picking back up on Walking Dead. We used to watch Walking Dead, and then we stopped, so now there's a few seasons of that we need to catch up on that. So what that has led me to is kind of looking at, we had some Walking Dead autos before. Actually, I still have them, but we had picked those up back when we were watching the show before. So I started looking into like the Breaking Bad autos, Walking Dead autos. We really like the show Dexter. We watched that, so I looked at Dexter autos. The missus loves Harry Potter. I looked at Harry Potter autos. So things like that, where shows that we watch, characters we enjoy, there's a connection there still. Some of these actors that are involved, they're across many different things. We noticed that a lot of the actors from Breaking Bad / Better Call Saul, some of those transitioned, and they were also in Dexter. So that was kind of an interesting thing. But yeah, so this put me into looking online, and I came across this. This is from 2014, Walking Dead. I believe this was series 3. Yeah, series 3. Um, and this is Andrew Lincoln, who is obviously known as Rick Grimes. I seen this was on auction, so was able to pick this up. Rick's autos used to be a lot more than they are now. I guess with more series or with more seasons, there's more out there now. I know in the beginning they were very they were much more expensive. But picked up the Rick Grimes. Now, this then led me down another. I'm just gonna call it like it is. I got in a rabbit hole, a very deep rabbit hole, and I spent a good bit of money just picking up a lot of stuff. Not necessarily that I was buying because of what I felt they should be worth or the value of them or anything like that. I just started buying stuff that I thought was really cool. And this is stuff that, to be perfectly transparent, I have never been interested in. Like, well, I shouldn't say I've never been interested in, but I've never bought, like, went out and bought. I might have picked up, like, a real old vintage boxing card if I come across one that was on auction that I felt was a low price or something. But this particular kind of stuff that I'm about to show, I've never really looked at before. And I'm going to tell you why I bought so much of it. And it's not a thing to do with speculation. It's not a thing to do with what I feel this stuff could be worth. None of that. I'm going to tell you, I got in this rabbit hole and I spent like an entire day researching, looking up people, looking up what their first cards were, and then that would lead me to another set that I didn't know about, and then that would lead me to other people I hadn't even thought of within that set, and I just started going further and further and further down this rabbit hole, and I was like adding stuff to my watch list and adding stuff to the cart and this and that. And personally, I have a really bad habit where I will put stuff on watch or I'll put stuff in my cart that I feel is cool, and then I never buy it, and then I get mad when somebody else buys it. Well, a lot of this stuff just isn't out there, um, that I picked up, and so I knew, well, if I didn't buy it, would I be upset? I don't know, because again, I was just having fun. It was just enjoyment, and the research part of it was what I was having the most fun with. Finding stuff I hadn't seen before, learning about sets, like it was just this crazy little pattern that was going on. So I'm gonna share with you what I've picked up. There's more coming, believe it or not, but there's some cool stuff. So first up here, this is from 1939 Gallagher. My Favorite Part is what the set is called. It is a tobacco card. This is Judy Garland, also known as Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. Now, this is not her first, like what they consider first card, I guess you would say. That has not arrived yet. I did find one of those. Her first technical card is actually a postcard, and I actually like the image on this because it almost kind of looks like she's Dorothy in this image, and this was really cheap, so I went ahead and picked this up. What is stated as being her first is from 1930, and this is from 39, but this also talks about Wizard of Oz on here, so I thought that was pretty cool. Dorothy. The next two, so these are, and I'm trying to get you guys best details as possible. So this, I went, and I'll share this with you for these. Actually, I'll show them first, and then I'll show you why I bought this. So these are from 1891, and I got two of them. There's two available. They were very, very inexpensive. They're from 1891. These are in 554 John Finzer Inventors tobacco cards. And I picked up two. These are Johannes Gutenberg, and he was basically the inventor for typing and printing. You can kind of see there in the photo, kind of like his invention and everything. Pretty cool. Again, this was a random wormhole that I was going down. I was finding stuff. It was pretty, really, really, really cheap. And I was like, you know what? This is kind of cool stuff. And outside of looking at just the autos from the TV shows, I'm going to tell you, when we sent all those Ginter tobacco cards in, the smoker set, that was really cool to do as well. And a lot of this stuff isn't valuable, but it's the fun of hunting and searching and researching and learning that really makes this about what it is and why I bought this stuff. I was just having a ton of fun with it. So there's two Johannes Gutenbergs. So let's see. Next, I will go to this. This here is a 1901. It's Ogden's Guinea Gold. Now, Ogden's has several different sets from 1901. This is the Ogden's Guinea Gold, and this is of Rembrandt, and it is in a 6.5. I thought that was very, very high grade for a card from 1901. Obviously, people know who Rembrandt is, famous artist. Another thing with this card that was very interesting to me, I could not find another copy of this on any other Pop Report. This was literally a Pop 1 SGC. I could not find any on PSA. There was none other that I could find. Does that make it more valuable? No, not really. Because obviously, somebody has to be looking for 1901 Ogden's Rembrandt, and the odds of that are very unlikely. But I did think it was cool that this is the only one that I could find graded. I thought the grade in a 6.5 was very impressive for a card from 1901. And again, it's somebody that people know. I mean, Rembrandt isn't a nobody. He's definitely up there with one of the most recognizable artists in history. So that was pretty cool. What shall we do next? Next, this is a card people have probably seen. I know others have bought and shared this. This was one I looked at, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years or so ago. The missus is a huge Disney fan. Who isn't, right? We all grew up with Disney movies and stuff. It's just part of our childhood. And I looked at this a long time ago, before they ever went up in price. And I didn't buy it. And then obviously they went up, and I was hoping they would dip back down. This one I felt was at a good bargain for what some others have sold for recently. But this is the 31 Willis cigarettes. It's Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse. It's a SGC 3.5. The little stain right here, and then like the corner rounding, is why I got the 3.5. Otherwise, it's a very clean copy. And again, I thought the price was very good on it, so she was excited to get this one. Again, this is something I should have bought a while ago. I looked at it. I'm bad about that. I dragged my feet, and don't buy something and then I regret not buying it. So I went ahead. That's another reason I pulled the trigger on all this stuff this time. So next up, this one is a very neat one. I did not know this was as big as it was. This is, and I know the music stuff is popular. My daughter loves music, so something that I might look into a little bit more. I'm not gonna just buy a ton of random people, but important people, which I feel Tina Turner definitely is. I might pick some of those up. People that my daughter like, that sort of thing. But this is 1975 Panini Pop Stars. So this is the first Tina Turner. You can see it there. It's actually figurine Panini is what they call it. But it's Pop Stars. And it's like, it says mini poster. I should have knew it was larger when it said mini poster, but I wasn't thinking when I bought it. Came in, it's rather large, but still pretty cool. It's a very clean copy of it. So there is the Tina Turner. There are some other artists that I've looked at that have some significance. So, all right. Next up, this was another one that the missus the other day was like watching I Love Lucy. And let's be real, this is another show that growing up, I'm sure we all at some point watched in our lives. Our parents watched it. Most likely our grandparents watched it. But my wife enjoyed it. I know her mom really loves the show. And, she's just an icon. And I actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this up so I can give you a better... SGC has it listed as 40 to 49, but there is an actual date on this. Let's see. Okay, so this is actually from 1947. Lucille Ball does have an exhibit from 47. SGC labels it from 40 to 49. I guess this one was released in 47. But this is from Peerless Company. It says Cloudy Studio and Print Set. It's an SGC 3. This was the only SGC copy graded. And something just for a little bit of information and not to bore you guys too much, but if you are interested in old things like this, because there's several iconic people in this set, it's kind of neat because these are kind of like T206s. The backs are different. This is a Rexall back, and again, if we look at T206 stuff, the rare backs actually have more value. I could only find one Rexall back on PSA's Pop Report, and then obviously this is the only copy graded by SGC. So the Rexall backs seem to have a higher rarity to them. And I seen this one. Obviously I love the SGC slab, so I went ahead and picked this up. It isn't a 3, but otherwise it's a clean copy. It's one of those things deceiving with the grading because the eye appeal is really nice. So there is your Lucille Ball I Love Lucy rookie card. So that's kind of cool. And then the next ones I'm going to show, I will pull these up because these are not the firsts. Okay. All right, so these were listed by the seller as being 1880. I don't know confirmation if they're 1880 or if they're 1888. The site that I was using to do a lot of my research on has these as listed as the year 1888. But the seller looked to know a lot about what they were doing, and they had them listed as 1880. So I don't know. They're either 1880 or 1888, but these are HD2A is the set name, or the designation. They are Halleck and Company Clothiers, and it's the U.S. President set. And I picked up George Washington. You can't get much more OG original GOAT than that. Got Mr. George Washington, and then I also picked up a very highly significant figure in American history, and that is Abraham Lincoln. So they're both from the same set. You got the Abe and the George. Again, I don't know what the value of these things were. I thought they were cool. I might have overpaid. I could have gotten a steal. I don't know. Either way, they're just cool. I don't really care. So I'm excited to pick them up. This stuff was a lot of fun. Digging into, learning, researching everything. So just wanted to share that with you guys. I know this ran a little bit long. I was trying to give some information about stuff. I'm going to keep hunting. Hopefully I didn't bite myself in the butt by sharing this stuff, because I'm not like sitting here trying to tell everybody to run out and buy any of it. I was just having a lot of fun hunting it, researching, learning, and picking it up. I think it's real cool stuff. I love vintage, and what better way than getting some literal iconic, important inventors, presidents, TV show personalities, etc., to have fun and just enjoy the hobby. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up. As always, comment down below. Let me know your favorite. And that's all I have. Stay safe, stay healthy, and until the next video, I'm out.